Hello there, and welcome back to Metroid Dread. In the last video, we got through much of Cataris, and we are right before the first boss, as I said. I got a little confused in the last video, as you might have seen. I intended to show a certain glitch, but then I realized that to show that off best, I'd need to be spoiling the first boss. So instead, we're doing this. Once we enter this room, you can see we are now locked in. We can't actually get up here, even though we can't... Oh, I forgot we have Spider Magnet. I'm used to sequence breaking, okay? We'll get to that. We can get up here, but we can't exit through either door. Both block us. This is a Gobbler, is its name. It is the equivalent of the Ghidoras from Metroid, from Super Metroid and Fusion. I realize it's the same enemy in both. When you're close, they'll do an attack that you can counter, and you can one-shot them after that. Otherwise, you can just, like, dodge it and then shoot. Here we go. First boss. This is Corpius! And I've already screwed up a little bit. His head is the only part of him that's vulnerable. Like we talked about, I think. Bosses traditionally are only vulnerable to charge shots and missiles. When he rears back his tail, he's about to stab it into the ground. When he does that, you want to jump over it. Yes, he can turn invisible, but his head is still vulnerable. Basically, when he rears it back like that, he's going to stab it into the ground. When he shakes his tail, that means he's going to swing it, and you just need to jump. Like that. Right now, we can either just damage him directly, or we can shoot the ball in the tail. Both will cause him to, like... If we either shoot the tail or damage him enough, he'll do that. And then we can counter at the right time to get a grab sequence on the boss fight. Similar to the grab sequences in Other M, but more complex. Boss fights in this game God, that went so quick. Phantom Cloak acquired. As I was saying, similar to Other M, bosses in this game have parts where you can stun them, or you can counter their attacks, and then enter a grab sequence where you can deal lots of damage. I forget how quickly this goes when you have more than 15 missiles. It goes very quickly. We didn't even see all of that fight, which is fine, because I will be showing that fight again, a bit different in a sec. First, upgrading suit for Aeon compatibility. Yes, we've acquired an Aeon ability, which is a thing from Metroid Samus Returns that has made its way into Dread as well. Phantom Cloak. An Aeon ability that renders Samus invisible to enemies by refracting light. She can also move silently, albeit at slower speed. With full Aeon, press the right stick to activate. Press the right stick once again to deactivate. Aeon will be slowly consumed while this ability is activated. Moving or firing weapons while activated will consume additional Aeon, Once all Aeon has been depleted, the Phantom Cloak will consume energy instead. Should it deplete energy to 1, it will automatically deactivate. After deactivation, Aeon will begin to recharge automatically once Samus makes any actions. The ability cannot be activated again until the Aeon is full. Yes. I can explain this a little bit more here. Invisibility, slow. Shooting drains it immediately, and moving makes it drain much more quickly. And yeah, weirdly, unlike all the Aeon abilities in Samus Returns, and this is the only one in this game that does this, it will continue going after you run out of Aeon, and it will drain your life energy instead. It can't kill you, but it can bring you down to 1, so you want to avoid that unless absolutely necessary. We didn't even get to use these because we destroyed him that quickly. I was like, I don't think there's a cutscene here. No, it just does this. The Phantom Cloak is very useful. It slows you down. Obviously, we use it to enter the doors like this. But there's a trick you can do to go a little faster. It's a thing speedrunners do, and once I saw it, I've been doing it too. Yeah, if you just move around a bit, Aeon will regenerate more quickly, like it said. You can start a slide and then enter Phantom Cloak. You'll keep the momentum of the slide while being invisible. It's the best way to get through these doors quickly. Just like that. But like I said, I will be showing that boss fight again. It'll be a bit different. I'll go ahead and explain real quick, and then I'll show it. So, it's possible to skip straight to the Corpius fight immediately after you get to this first save station. Second save station, I guess. Yeah. First dedicated save room, rather than this nav room, network station. And it's also possible in the process to entirely skip this first encounter with the Emmy. This throws off the order here in general a bit. I'm not sure exactly how much of that I'm going to show, but the main thing it lets you do is get to Corpius early, before you've gotten any abilities at all, and fight him to get the Phantom Cloak. And then you can use the Phantom Cloak to progress forward here, through the doors we've seen but haven't gone past. So that can cause problems if you don't go back and get other items. The spider magnet from the Emmy. And I also still need to show the camera lock, which is the one that I was going to show, but then I realized that causes problems. So I'm going to show all of that right now. We're going to cut to... Sorry, I'm just trying to think about exactly how to structure this. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cut to my other run, where I'll show off all those things, and probably do brief explanations for the other things affected by skipping that way. But it involves a couple glitches, and I will show the camera lock glitch in the process. Okay. See there. Alright, the different route starts quite quickly here. Technically, it's nothing this quite yet, but I just wanted to point out that obviously this involves the melee tutorial, like I said before. You want to just do the melee tutorial like normal, and then progress up here. Alright, the first glitch, though. This is a part of the process to get the camera lock glitch. I don't know for sure if it's necessary, but this is also just what I do on my normal fast runs. Okay, this is a technique called a pseudo wave. This specific technique is known as the slide jump pseudo wave. The wave beam is a beam in the series that lets you shoot through walls. So pseudo wave is any move that lets you shoot through walls without the wave beam. That is almost an exact quote from the same Metroid Dread glitch video that I'm going to link again, because it's relevant to this entire run, so it's going to be in every video here. But basically, you slide, jump, and then shoot when her gun is in the wall. It's actually really easy to do this part. I'm not doing it again, because I'll die. I might as well show it off, actually. You just slide, jump, and then while you're in the corner, shoot. It's actually really easy to do that. But if you break it all the way, that way, it'll kill you, like that. I don't know if it's necessarily guaranteed to kill you, but pretty much. Alright, but so what you want to do is do it 3 times. And then, for the last shot, you want to do it in this corner. And this is much harder. Oh my god! It is much harder. I'm getting better at it, though. You want to aim actually a little below the glob, because you aim straight at it, generally Samus will shoot straight up instead. It's weird. This usually takes me a lot more tries than that. But, so now we can entirely skip the first encounter with the enemy. There's no reason to ever come back here except to get items. But as far as speedrunning goes, no reason to come back. Now, this is the second pseudo-wave spot. What you want to do is slide, jump, and then shoot up at the glob. You want to kind of line up your shot with the slope of the ceiling there. Of course, I did it once perfectly. It usually takes me a number of tries. Yeah! That was still faster than normal. I'm definitely getting better, and that's awesome. But slide, jump, like that. Just like that. I did it perfectly there. Perfect demonstration. And now we can skip this entire lower section, too. We could enter the Emmy immediately here, Emmy zone, and do the first encounter, but nah. Instead, what I always do in my I don't want to say speed runs, because I never timed it or called it a speed run, but my quick playthroughs, I go straight over here and fight Corpius right now. No energy tanks and only 15 missiles, because we haven't even got a single missile tank. But, so this is going to be a little bit rougher than the first run was. Actually, more than a little, because I destroyed him in the normal one, which is crazy. But it does go basically the same. You just have to be a lot more careful, and you will run out of missiles. When that happens, he'll spit out these globs that you can then shoot to get missiles back. But you gotta remember, you're very fragile. This will take a bit. I'm not gonna show like this whole segment here. I will probably cut around at least until my victorious run. Usually I can get it in 1 or 2 tries. I'm just a bit out of practice, and it is actually fairly difficult to do this fight right now. But when he rears up like that, you can either run away to be safe, or you can run up close to do some additional damage. As you can guess, I do that. I get up close. I don't know if it's faster to do damage to him now. I think it's faster to do damage. At the very least, what I recommend doing is damaging him until you run out of missiles, and then shoot the glob to start the third phase of the fight or whatever. And in the grab sequence from this, I actually killed him in the normal run, which is crazy. He's not going to die here, because I'm only going to get 15 hits here. If even. I don't know if it's going to let me... I don't know if I'm going to go through all of them in this sequence. But there's something I wanted to explain real quick first. That grab sequence where you fight him... that grab sequence with Corpius here, I find that you actually have to wait longer than normal to react to the flash for the counter. It feels like if you react immediately after it flashes, it won't count. That's too early, which is not how it normally goes. When he starts... well, okay, that's not what I expected. Yeah, we don't have the spider magnet. I was expecting him to start... He will eventually start, like, he'll lower his mouth. Oh my god! Well, that went so smoothly. I am aghast. I never beat him that quickly. I really am just doing better, I guess. But it's causing me problems right now, because I actually want to show... I still haven't shown the last section of that fight. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. I will see you back at that third phase of the fight. Oh my god, I am absolutely wrecking this, and it's causing me problems. I guess it's a nice problem to have, but damn, man. Oh my god, I shot the enemy. It is easy to, like, just miss the glob, but still get the pseudo. And I'm not sure how best to avoid that, because it's hard to judge the aiming. But so basically, for the camera lock, you want to do the tutorial bug, do the first pseudo wave, second pseudo wave, enter the fight, skip, and then immediately load last checkpoint. I don't think this is necessary because I've had... Basically what this is doing is allowing you to do the tutorial a second time. And I know this isn't strictly necessary because I've had it trigger that twice in my normal fast runs. But what you can do now is come down here. Basically, you want to get through all this, and the way it's described in the glitch video by D-Pad Gamer is to avoid cutscenes. I'm not exactly sure what the criteria are for this to be possible. Kill the bug. Just normally, just kill it. You can counter, doesn't matter, as long as it dies. And then go through. It'll trigger again. And then as soon as you counter, he'll disappear, and the game is now locked with the camera like this. We can still move. We can't pause. We can't pause, which also means we can't reset to last checkpoint or anything. But the camera lock is like this. The camera is locked like this. We can freely move around, including going to the left screen. And you're able to navigate, you're able to get around entirely freely, and because the camera's locked, there are obstacles that aren't loaded in other rooms. So you can navigate to anywhere in Arteria, as far as I know, but you have to do it blind. And that takes a lot of skill or memorization, and I do not have the motivation for that, so I've never done that. There's a specific, important late-game item that you can get right now using this, at least as of when that glitch video came out. The only known way to end this glitch is to enter an elevator, which is crazy. And so I'm not really going to utilize this at all. I might do some research later and show it off later in the series. But probably not. I'm not going to make any promises with that. This is not one I intend to use. It is cool, though. Even just to trigger, it's pretty cool. But yeah. The way I usually end with that glitch is just to kill myself, as you can see. Just to get back. Ow! You have to be pretty close in order to get on this side of his tail when it comes down. It's easy to get smacked by it. That's the counter that I find difficult to pull off. But so hopefully this will leave him relatively low but not dead, so I can finally show off the last section of the fight. Yeah, eventually he'll do that and run over. As soon as he does that, you're able to shoot freely. His head will be lined up with your gun. Without the spider magnet, what you want to do is that. Jump to avoid... Jump and then wall jump to avoid spending time... Oh, I fucked that up. When he does that, you want to get on this side again. Yeah, like right now I can just mash... And then... Oh, not quite. It is tricky. Can't believe that my first time doing this on recording, aside from the stream, I beat him faster than I ever have. Crazy! Let's play Curse in reverse, man! Oh, shit! You want to start farther away and then move forward less quickly than I did. Because he'll aim for where you are. That's the trick to it. I guess this is a good opportunity to talk about button mashing. In this game, it's possible to mash shots very quickly. I'm not sure what the absolute maximum is, but I'm pretty sure I can do basically the absolute maximum. But doing it a lot really hurts my arm. So I try not to do it. You can mash basically that fast. I don't think you can do any faster than that. That's very fast. You basically want to wall jump as high on the wall as possible so you have more time. God, give me missiles, bro! But yeah, that's basically this part of the fight. I just wanted to show a little bit more of it. Because yeah, he'll shoot it on the ground, and what you're meant to do is Spider Magnet. Ugh, I did it too fast there, damn. But it's totally better to not do Spider Magnet. It's not better. It's just fun that you don't need the Spider Magnet for the fight. You can do it this early, and it's doable. And it's actually, I think, a really fun level of challenge. Don't do it too early. You want to do it right before it gets to you. Just like that. Oh, not quite like that. Almost. Give me missiles, bro! Because you don't have the charge shot, so you have to rely on missiles. I didn't think to mention that. Oh, that was still too early! Oh, he's gotta be low. Oh, I know you're low, bro! Yeah, that's perfect. And he can still turn invisible like this, but otherwise he functions the same. Oh! I doubted myself. I should have moved forward. And eventually, you can trigger him to come around and do this from this side too. And that's usually when I kill him, fighting him early. That's usually when he dies. This scene, by the way, can happen whether he's invisible or not. If he is invisible, he'll turn visible immediately at the start of the cutscene. Otherwise, he'll just start while he's visible. But yeah. So that is early Corpius / early Phantom Cloak. Cool, useful, and fun. Like I said, a very fun level of challenge. I couldn't, right there, I couldn't get it to either go, I got it to go both too well and not well enough. But yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just move forward and do, like, the beginning part of my fast route and get to where we are in the normal route, and I'll just point out anything interesting that happens along the way. Like I said before, you can wall jump to get up here. You don't need the Spider Magnet, which is great. And like I said, you can go straight to the right here and progress forward even beyond where we currently are in the normal route, but it will cause problems. I don't know for sure if it's, like, if they're irreparable problems, but you can get trapped in a sort of weird state of Arteria. But basically, what I do now is just move forward and progress as if we had just entered this nav room. Which actually means something interesting here. He mentions that you've encountered Emmy. We haven't. I've turned him into a liar with sequence breaking. Because we actually haven't seen any Emmy yet. Regardless, the nav room will still be exactly what it would normally be. Yeah, I just progress now left as if I hadn't gotten Corpius, as if I was just moving forward normally. So this would now normally be the second Emmy encounter. But because of what we've done, the Emmy is actually not active. We are now in the Emmy zone without the first Emmy being here. And we go through the same sequence of events, basically. I don't know why I shoot this. You don't need to. I always shoot it even in my fast runs, and there's no need to in a fast run. This room, because we haven't gotten the tutorial on the flashing room, it'll actually give us the tutorial if we touch, like, the middle, like, top right of what's on screen right now. If you touch that area, it'll do the screen tutorial about hidden items. But I just progress normally through this area. I won't be showing off, like, I won't be explaining every section of my fast route. Like, I'll be talking about it later, but I won't be showing and explaining every part of it. At least I don't intend to currently. If you want to see the whole run, the whole route, you can watch my live stream. There's 2 different live stream VODs. Metroid Dread Fast-ish, Part 1 and Part 2, on my streams channel, my stream VOD channel. Demon Alchemist Streams is what it's called. and I do intend to edit those together into one run, into one video, and that'll be a bonus video for the series. But I just wanted to show it here because I think it's interesting. I basically just progressed to get the charge beam like normal. Alright, and what I do here, after getting the charge beam, is I come do the first Emmy encounter. Because if you don't, then you don't have the spider magnet, and you can get stuck, like I said. But something interesting actually happens here. It's because the door, there's a panel blocking the Emmy zone from this side. So what happens when we enter is that we immediately die because we enter that panel, and the game kills you if you're out of bounds, like in a wall. But that only happens once. It still made a checkpoint outside the door, and we can now pass through safely. It's interesting that happens, but I don't know why it only happens once. Next thing I do is just the Emmy encounter like normal. And then I basically progress from here as if I had come from the Corpius fight. And interestingly, you can actually still see Corpius in the background. His tail slithers out. That's actually true in the other room as well. You can see Corpius, even though we've already killed him. I didn't point it out, but I'll have a little text on screen when that happens. But yeah, from here, I'm basically at the same point that we are in the main run, and I just progress normally for a while. So, back to the main run. Alright, and here we are back in the normal run. Pretty sick cut, right? Assuming that goes well in editing. I plan to have a pretty cool cut there. Yeah, so that's the pseudo-wave glitches, and there are other pseudo-wave techniques, by the way, that we'll get to later. That's the first one. And that's also the early Corpius fight, early Phantom Cloak. Interesting. Anyway, without any further ado, there's quite a bit of ado there. Let's go on. We can progress this way now that we have the Phantom Cloak. Break open this path. We can quickly get back to this door, which is progress, as you might be able to guess. I say that too often, don't I? God, this series is turning into a lot more complex recording process than even I expected it to be. Because I'm currently at 42 minutes of recording between showing the glitches. And we still haven't... All we've done in this run so far is one boss fight. Ooh, this looks funny. I've never really looked at the way the rotation looks. Looked at the way it looks. Great. Great speech. But yeah, we're moving forward to this purple region, which, as the tutorial said, is an exit to a different area. You can see there's 3 in Arteria right now, and we haven't actually visited any of them. You have to ride that along. It's so slow. You can, like, damage boost to get up here, but that's a bit annoying. It is the only way, though, to get up there if you don't have the spider magnet. But I don't recommend doing it without the spider magnet, so... Also, I haven't pointed it out, but we've passed doors that have visible, like, heat effects, and that means that that room is superheated. So you don't want to enter it unless you have protection, as we'll get to. One of the complaints of this game that I think is, at least to some degree, justified, is that the load times are a bit long. It's true. The load times are a bit long. They're like between 20 to 40 seconds, I think, usually. Sometimes a bit longer. I think if you have a digital copy of the game, it's a little bit faster. I have a physical copy, but it's not that annoying. I've seen some people get very upset about it, and it's not that big a deal. The only door we can see is to the right. But we noticed that this door enters a superheated area. So those guys can be a bit tricky to counter. And this door also enters superheated. That's not great. This is a weird thing. I assume the way you're expected to figure this out is like you're running through here and just you happen to be shooting. You're like, oh. 'Cause yeah, the actual path we need to make progress in is through a secret breakable wall right there. Kind of crazy. Now you gotta be careful with these fire jets. I'm not being careful, and it's costing me some health. You want to stick to the right wall here, because there's a second robot, and if you come straight down the left side, you'll usually run right into it. There's a lot of that where I've realized that, like, there's ways to be more optimized. By the way, here is a glob. We can actually hit it with a pseudo wave. That is a slide turnaround pseudo wave. We can't go in there still, because we don't have morph ball. But we are able to shoot it now, which is pretty cool. Slide turn around. I'll go a bit more in detail later, but basically you slide and then turn around while you're in the corner and do that. Can't really demonstrate it anymore, but you saw it, and that is important later. It's a useful trick that I use a lot later. Though obviously I won't be using it in the normal run, but I'll be showing it. God, I need to stop over-explaining things.
Located the central routing system for the magma. It is here in Catalyst.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip that.
Samus, your current suit cannot protect you as you explore Catalyst. The extreme heat of the lava is too much for it. Under no circumstances should you enter high temperature areas.
I'm debating, like, closing the game and re-entering, but that's not necessary. We only missed a little bit of dialogue.
I know the shuttle somewhere above here. Use it to find a path forward. There is one other thing to discuss. It is your new Phantom Cloak ability. The Phantom Cloak prevents the enemy from detecting you. Thus far, your only option was to run. Now, bypassing them is also an option. Use this to reach your objective. Note that using the Phantom Cloak severely decreases your mobility, and direct contact with an enemy will still result in capture. It is up to you whether to hold your position. Just be aware of your surroundings. The Phantom Cloak is useless. Once an enemy sees you, you will need to evade capture until it gives up pursuit. The Phantom Cloak can remain active after your aim has been depleted. It will consume your life energy instead. Consider it a desperate measure. Remember, it cannot drain your energy down to nothing. Judicious use of this technique will improve your probability of survival.
Such great explanation of the mechanics. So good. I don't really like the way he says Aeon. He says Aeon. I think Aeon sounds better. Otherwise, phenomenal explanation there, Adam. Oh my god, I'm getting hit by everything. I really need to be careful not to blitz through too much. I'm really curious if I can... I don't think you can use the slide turnaround to get this. And I probably shouldn't mess with that anyway. I don't want to break the flow too much. Or I don't want to break the flow at all. But I just need to be careful not to, because I'm not to skip, because I am so used to skipping Adam's dialogue. Another magma thing. Thermal fuel has been redirected. The thermal fuel's flow has been redirected. Oh, I was so close. Because I always skip all the dialogue and cutscenes in this game. Because I played it seriously, paying attention to cutscenes a number of times, and now I'm just blitzing. But that's not what I'm doing right now. It's just easy to get into that mindset. In fact, I just did that without thinking as well. When you redirect the magma, it locks this door. So the only way forward is to break that block. So obviously if you didn't know that, you'd be trapped for a second, just kind of shoot around and you'd find it pretty quick. This game in general is very well structured to allow you to just kind of naturally find your way around. I love this room. It's huge, but there's not currently anything to do in it. There were enemies. Did I kill them? I wasn't paying attention? I guess I did. Those fire blasts are tall enough to hit you from down here. Oh my god, trying to kill all the enemies, getting myself hit. I just need to, like, calm down a bit. I'm still gonna, like, try to perform well and show off how good at the game I have become. It would be very cool to get to like speedrunner level. That would just take a lot of practice, and I don't really have the free time for that. This room's a little weird. It's just sort of a dead end now because we can't get back up there. Break these blocks to get through. Ooh, a new door. We haven't actually seen these kinds of doors. We can't do anything with them right now. Might as well just move forward. That will open a door here, which looks kind of weird, actually, the way it falls apart. So many heated areas. It's almost like this is a lava level. While the Phantom Cloak is activated, an enemy cannot see or detect Samus. Remain cautious. Colliding with the enemy will still result in capture. Yes, very clear. Even repeating some things that are very important. Shooting will also make noise the enemy can detect, obviously. Wow, that slowed down for a sec. Weird. Ooh, and he can crawl through narrow passages, which is not true for the first enemy. I don't know why I came this way. I guess because I wanted to unlock that door. You don't have to come this way. They will, by the way, pressing left on the D-pad will make the map appear larger. It's very useful as a... I don't know why I didn't expect them to come so soon. It's very useful. They will take intelligent paths to get to you. This, once you step on this, it'll close behind you. Ow, I didn't expect that to hit me. Odd. I was gonna say, though, Cataris is much like Norfair. And Arteria is obviously a lot like Crateria. Like I said, it's the first area, and it's named similarly, so it's probably some linguistic connection in Chozo. The thermal flows... Oh, God. Nah, it's fine. I don't need to read it, and I fucked it up anyway. Generally, when you activate one, you want to immediately follow its path, but we might as well explore a bit first. Save room. Sure, I'll take it. Need to remember to save every time as well. That's a thing I don't do in fast runs, too. Oh, by the way, I did a new fast run last night, and I set a new record for myself. I beat it in 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 1 second. That is in-game time. I've never tracked real time. The ground here looks suspicious, doesn't it? And it is breakable, but we can't go in there, so. And that's all. We can't go to the right, and we can't go to the left, so might as well head back. You can see this pipe here for magma, for thermal fuel. So that means that something will happen at the end of it, or at least at one end of it. It's not powered. You can see it running through this room. And now we should follow this pipe. Oh, I often run into the enemy right here, but I guess he's in a different spot right now, so lucky me. I love this big, tall, vertical room. There's these spider magnet spots, but there's nothing we can do with them right now. Can't get up higher. There's certain other items we could have that could help us there. But those are usually quite late in a Metroid game, right? Ooh, I almost screwed up the timing on that. A button is a shoot button. You have to shoot it continuously or it'll return to being green. If you shoot it enough, it turns red and activates something. In this case, moving this object in the background, which means that now those spider magnet spots are moving. So we can ride those up. I kind of forgot this happens immediately after. We can go up to the right here. And in fact, there's a path here. Ugh, path that I screwed up. Gotta be a little cautious, especially when I'm doing parts I don't normally do. You can wall jump up here, and even shoot through here, but it's another one of the walls we can't interact with yet. So, the only way to actually make progress is to attach on the left side. Where is he? There he is. And you can jump to this and then over, but the fact that you can jump on the same wall with the spider magnet means it's a little unnecessary. Two ways we can go. This just opens this door that we've already seen, connecting these areas. And this one is a stealth door. What's it called? Sensor lock door. Could not remember. Ooh, another magma thing. I wonder where this pipe goes. It's almost like we've already seen it. Crazy. Once again, we follow this pipe. I messed up the slide there. Thankfully, this door is open now, so we have a faster path back. This game is so well designed. Oh, I love it so much. Ooh, I hear him. He's nearby. Yeah, you can see him on the map there. Ugh, I always do this. I guess it's worth showing. Well, you can almost get up there. So close, actually. I've never tried to get up here before, and I don't think it's possible, but damn, it's close. I always accidentally enter here. There's no reason to. You head down and this way. This is progress. Ooh, oh no. Oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Usually I cut it close, but I screwed it up entirely here. Might as well run away. Basically, he knows where I am right now, but after a sec, like right now, he's no longer aware of where you are. I can't... Well, I can get back there, but it involves going... Oh, that was so close. Holy shit. Oh my god. Going this way. Jesus Christ. Oh, now I have to... Yeah, I almost screwed that up because I didn't have the Phantom Cloak. I didn't have the Aeon to use the Phantom Cloak and into the sensor door. Jeez. This series is going to be a mixture of very smooth and very not smooth gameplay, I suspect. Ooh. Look at this giant demon monster head thing. Looks a lot like the demon heads that Looks a lot like the demon heads that marked the entrances to Kraid and Ridley's lairs in Metroid 1. I wonder if that's a reference. It just might be, and it's something I didn't notice until it was pointed out to me, so... It's cool, though. Cool statue. Kind of like dancing like this, just swinging my arms back and forth. Arm. Samus only has one arm cannon. It's not like Mega Man, where he can turn either arm into a cannon. She only has one arm cannon. Always. And she's never been seen with two arms in her suit.
ME stands for Expert Planetary Multiform Mobile Identifier. It can procedurally modify and enhance its own capabilities. Its ability to configure itself to fit into narrow spaces is a standard feature. Any ME you encounter will likely do so as it pursues you.
Now, yeah. The first one's not able to because of its big fins.
You are not capable of destroying their armor plating. This would be true even at your full capabilities.
Very good to know.
You are faced with overwhelming power. Accept your helplessness.
I love this line here. It was in one of the trailers, one of the early trailers, I think.
Study each ME carefully and use the Phantom Cloak to advance. There are risks even here. The Phantom Cloak reduces your mobility and consumes more AN when you move or shoot. It is still your best chance at survival. Do not hesitate to destroy an ME whenever you discover more you need energy. This was not one of your original priorities. However, I see no other way to accomplish your goal. These existential threats cannot be sanctioned.
Yeah. God, I never read the text or listen to it, so I have forgotten just how well this game explains everything. Such phenomenal communication of important details. And you might have noticed this Emmy is yellow. Or orange. Yellow-green, I guess. Nah, he's green. Each of the Emmy is a different color. It seems like the broken one that we see, the first one, I should do this. Have I skipped any other map rooms? No, there's only one per level. I want to make sure that I don't. Presumably, ME1 and ME2 are both white. But since ME1 is so broken, it's hard to tell. But every ME otherwise will be a different color. They're all unique, which is very cool. They also all function a little differently, but we'll get into that as we see more. This one is not visibly different in function than ME2, aside from being able to fit into narrow passages. Actually, we can check our mission log. ME03MB. You might notice that the second one was ME02SM. And SM happens to be the initials for Spider Magnet, the ability we got from it. Interesting. The P in ME01 is not known. It's not known what it stands for. Prototype, maybe? We don't know. It doesn't give you any ability, so it's not clear what it would be referencing, but it does have that in its name. Odd. I screwed that up. More flame jets. I usually don't care and just run straight through them, but that's not necessarily a great idea. I always forget this enemy is here. I don't usually get hit by him, but I always pass him and be like, oh, damn. This switch activates this vertical thing. And it also does this. Took a while to happen. It lowers the lava, so now we can enter that area safely. It's not even heated anymore. Very nice. We haven't seen the inside of any heated areas. Well, we have a little bit right here, but not really. We will get to it, though. There is a visual effect on screen when an area is heated. In addition to, obviously, it's going to damage you. This is an interesting block that I don't think we've seen yet. Can't do anything from the side. Actually, we did see it briefly on screen, but I didn't address it before. Oh, I knew he was nearby. It can be hard to tell what exactly he's gonna do, they are gonna do. And they're sometimes indecisive about what to do. Oh, I was almost at that door. Yeah, there you go. When they flash, there is, like it said, a brief moment where you can stun it. And it is tricky, but is entirely doable. Oh, so satisfying. It is always very satisfying to do. You're able to do the melee counter while grabbing onto a wall, by the way. Oh, nice! Oh, so happy with the timing there. No, not there. We go farther to the right. Immediately exit the ME zone again, because now we're able to enter this door. As I said, the area is no longer heated, and that's where this door leads. The actual reason we're in here is to do this. To grab this and pull it down. It's down as an entrance this way. But you can also see that item up there. I just said what it is, but I don't think we've seen it yet, so I censored myself. It is an energy part. Energy part acquired. Collect 4 to increase energy capacity. The energy parts function exactly like they do in Other M. I need to be more careful, because I am close to death. Missiles are very good for damage, just like every other Metroid game. Except for Other M, because of the way missiles work. But anytime you need to kill enemies quickly, even normal enemies, use missiles. Oh, I just love moving smoothly through the game. There we go! Energy tank number 2. We now have 299 health. This is a door I never enter. What is it? Oh, it's just a refill. There is actually a bit more to this room, but we can't do it from this side. This is... We passed one earlier, but it is... It's not going to say the name. I'll look at the map. Oh my god, I got low battery on my controller. It's fine. It is a total recharge station. It refills your missile and health. Your missile ammunition and health. Yeah. Yet another magma thing. It's almost like that's how this level works. I did a very similar thing earlier. I'm trying not to be too repetitive, but canonically, the planet runs on this thermal fuel. That's how a lot of it works. And so us redirecting it isn't just like a gameplay thing. It is a part of the story. I love that I know this game well enough that I know what item we're getting next. Like, I mean, I could just think about the order now that I've done it so much recently. Can't go in here. Still no Morph Ball. Still interesting that we don't have the Morph Ball. By the way, speed booster blocks. These blocks. Nah, I was gonna censor myself, but it's clear they're speed booster blocks. They look very similar to the other games, so I'm not gonna hold off on that. We know the items. I'm not gonna like hold off on mentioning items that are in other games. I did out of the energy part, I guess, but from now on, I'm not gonna like hold off on mentioning things that we've already seen in these series of Let's Plays. This, by the way, is a... I actually don't remember what they're called. Tram station. We get in these gondolas, and we can travel to other areas, just like the elevator that took us from Arteria to Cataris. And this is the main time that loading takes a while, is when it's loading a new area. Because the areas are pretty big. So honestly, it makes sense that it takes a while. This video is almost over, by the way. I don't actually know what the final time's going to be at this point. But I'm at an hour and 5 minutes of recording. And the video lengths are going to be a little inconsistent in the series, because I'm going to be trying to judge things based on what I think I'm going to keep of the other parts that I'm recording for the other segments. But it should still be between 40 minutes and an hour. 40 minutes is still the goal. What are these called? Shuttle. They're called shuttles. And we're going to go and accomplish a little bit in this area first. This is Dyren. I realized I didn't say it when it was on screen. Third area we've been to. I was like trying to think of something else to say for some reason. That's about all there is to say about it. We don't know anything about this area yet. Oh god, I just love wall jumping so much. These are speed booster blocks. Often you will see blocks that are cracked, and the color within the crack is a communication of what type of blocks they are. I think you see those for other ones. By the way, we can shoot, and we can activate any of these three at once, but we have no way to activate all three at the same time. Strange. Obviously, missile blocks, or speed booster blocks. Missiles are a great way to reveal what the blocks are, as we've already seen. This is a normal recharge station. As far as I know, these aren't breakable at all. Yeah. This will just recharge your health and not your missile ammo, which sucks right now because I just burned through so many missiles. Save room. Yeah, sure. I feel like this would be a good stopping point, but no, we're gonna accomplish one more thing. Ooh, look at the reflection on the ground. So pretty. Oh, very cool. I never really noticed it because I'm always blitzing through save rooms. These saw blade things are cool. They hurt, but they're not hard to avoid because they don't move. Well, the saws do, but the launchers don't. Ooh, a new block we haven't seen. Oh, I thought crouching would save me from him. These robots are a good example of metallic enemies. Metallic or robotic enemies are only vulnerable to missiles and charge shots, just like bosses. Ooh, a door that's similar to that other block. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, it's dark in here. I keep saying ooh. There's a recharge thing, but it's not functional, because there appears to be no power in this area. Ooh. Weird clanking noises. By the way, progress is up here, but there is a path over this way. Can't do anything here. And we can't do anything here either. We have no way to activate that glob. In fact, it looks like we can't activate it in any way. I wonder how we will. Try not to do that too much either. This is a missile cover, by the way. Sealed door. Oh, it just says sealed door? Yeah, missile cover. It's a missile cover, but it's also not active, which is interesting. In fact, the missile covers require power to be active. depending on the brightness of your monitor, this can be really dark, and it can be hard to see this space right here. Monitor or computer, or monitor or TV, whatever. But, big button on the ground. I always press any button that I see, obviously. Basic video game thing. Maybe not a great thing in real life, but whatever. Video games are more fun than real life. I expected some kind of text on screen, but yeah, we have now activated the power in here. So obviously, the first thing we should do is to get this missile cover, because missile covers always precede items. And this one is the wide beam. I mentioned this in my Fusion series. This is called the wide beam, but fires 3 beams simultaneously. Press Y to fire. This beam can push wide beam boxes and destroy wide beam covers. It actually functions exactly like the Spazer beam in other Metroid games. So honestly, I'm not sure why it's called Honestly, I'm not sure why it's called the wide beam. The wide beam in Fusion doesn't work that way. By the way, those beam covers. You can either do a charge shot or mash normal shots. Both will work, which is weird. It feels like it would just be a charge shot, and I didn't know that mashing worked until I saw someone else do it. That's how I've learned a lot of things in this game, actually, is by watching other people do it, watching speedruns and stuff, and looking up videos. This game, ooh, you can see these things up top, and if we can get that on screen, there's a missile tank up there. Just barely got it visible. Can't get it yet, though. Ooh, another Emmy zone. There's one Emmy zone in every area. Ooh, this Emmy is fast. For the most part. It's not entirely accurate to say there's one per level, but more or less. Immediately run out of here, because that dude's fast and scary. And that's where we're going to end for this video. Got the wide beam, got the Phantom Cloak, and showed a ton of stuff. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.